What is going on, guys? It's Extreme here, and yes, I am back with another episode of my Road to Max Prestige. And yes, this is multiplayer gameplay. As promised, I told you guys I'm going to start bringing you more of these. And, you know, I'm going to stick to my word. As much as it's going to be difficult, I know this video is going to go up late. Hopefully tomorrow's doesn't go up late, but today's I know will. I'm sorry. Shit happens. In any event, what I want to talk to you guys about today is not exactly for the younger audience, but at the same time, maybe my story will prevent you guys from making a horrible mistake that I made and will live with for the rest of my life, and I'll get to why in a moment. Now, as you guys know, the title of this video is why I use an E-Cig, and the reason why I chose that title is because that's what I want to talk to you guys about. I want to tell you guys the story of what made me go to using an E-Cig, but to start the story, I have to go back all the way to when I was 18. Actually, to be honest, it was right before I turned 18, and even a little bit before that, because I actually started messing around with cigarettes when I was about 16, 17 years old. I had a friend who was a couple years older than me who smoked, and we would go hang out, and when we'd hang out, he'd give me a cigarette. Well, I never really inhaled the cigarette. I would just kind of puff on it and try to look cool. That said, around my 18th birthday, I had a girlfriend. I was in love, I was happy, everything was going great until I think it was like Memorial Day or Labor Day. It was one of those holidays right before, in May, whatever holiday it is. But there was some holiday going on, and I had the day off from school. So, me, two of my buddy's fiance, at the time they were just dating, but we all went and grabbed my girlfriend, my then girlfriend, and we went back to my buddy's house, and we were all going to go swimming. Now, I'm not going to give you any more details about what happened that day because I don't really remember them all, but we ended up, me and my girl got into a fight, and I left. She was there with just my two friends and one of my friend's girlfriends. Now ex-wife, by the way. Needless to say, something happened. And I knew something happened, I just wasn't sure what. I thought, you know, she decided she was done with me, she was going to leave me, and she was going to go with my friend. Which, you know what? Fuck, I really didn't care. I was so mad at her, I didn't care. So, for the next week at school, she kind of avoids me, acts a certain way, starts acting weird and all that stuff. And then that Friday comes, and she tells me, you know, I'm breaking up with you. At the start of the school day. Well, I said, fuck that. I left. I went home. I said, fuck it. I'm not going to go to school on this shit. I was pretty upset. I was not in a good place, and I definitely didn't want to sit through bullshit classes after I'd just been broken up with. So, that was the start of my 18th birthday weekend, if you will, which, yeah, it wasn't a good weekend. So, Sunday comes, day before my 18th birthday. Yes, my birthday was on a Monday, okay? And, I remember getting called over to my friend's house. Now, the friend's house is the one that had a girlfriend. My other friend is there. The friend who was there the same day that all of us were hanging out. He says he needs to talk to me. I kind of already knew what he was going to tell me. In fact, I kind of was dreading it because I really didn't want him to admit it. And, you know, he admitted it. He wound up sleeping with my then girlfriend, now ex-girlfriend at that point in time. And they'd started dating almost immediately after. Actually, they'd started dating before we'd ever broken up, believe it or not, which made it even worse. Some of this information I didn't know until years later, but at that time, everything just compounded. I wasn't going to graduate in high school, so I was going to have to go another year. I find out my then girlfriend had cheated on me and was already seeing somebody else. All of that compounded into one thing, and I just said, you know what, fuck this. I left my friend's house just defeated. And I needed something to take the edge off because I was just in a bad way. And so I said, you know what? I'm going to go to the 7-Eleven right over here and I'm going to buy me a pack of cigarettes. And I'm going to do something I swore I never was really going to do. I'm going to start smoking. And I did. And took me 10 years to quit. Now, during those 10 years, I dealt with a bunch of shit. And over the years, my habit went from being, I'd have a couple a day to I was at my worst smoking 3 packs a day. Now, for the record, when I was smoking 3 packs a day was right after my mom died. And life was just total shit at that point in time. And I needed something stronger to take the edge off. And unfortunately, I wasn't into anything stronger, and I wasn't going to start drinking. So I just smoked way more than I needed to. Way more than I needed to. That said, after my mom's passing, I knew I needed to start really considering quitting, because I'd made a promise to my mom that I would quit. She was gone. I got worse. It was like, okay, I really gotta find a means to quitting. I tried the patch previously, that didn't work. Nothing would work. I'm not gonna sit here and list off everything I tried, but nothing worked. I would get sick every single time I tried to quit. Nothing worked. For one reason or another. So I just said, fuck it. I actually went and saw a doctor at one point about it, and the doctor told me flat out, I've built a necessity to nicotine. Like, I can't function without it. Which was bad, because there really wasn't an alternative when I found out. E-Cigs hadn't come into effect yet at that point. This was maybe 3 or 4 years prior to that, before I quit smoking, by the way. And E-Cigs hadn't come to the States. So anyways, around that time, my mom had passed. Went through some bullshit with my landlord. All this crap going on. And then this baby girl comes into the world. My brother's oldest child. My oldest niece. This child changed my family for the good. Because we're all going through a dark time when my mom passed. And here comes my oldest niece, man, and I love that little girl to death, man. Seriously. I was watching her. I started watching her for my brother and sister-in-law when they would go to work. And I was still smoking at first, and I really didn't like that. I didn't want to smoke around her. I needed something, anything to do when I was watching. I actually saw my first E-Cig on an episode of Deadliest Catch, the after show, whatever the hell it's called. And that's when I found out about him, and I started looking into him. The more I looked into him, I thought, dude, this is a viable option. So I bought one. The rest is almost history, and I have been essentially 100% smoke-free for a couple years now. And I'm proud of that, man. And I'm not going to sit here and say I haven't had a cigarette here and there, because it does happen. But I can go longer than ever without having one. In fact, I actually haven't had a cigarette in over a year. But when I would smoke, it would mostly be a social situation more than I need a cigarette. It was more like, you're smoking and my battery's dead, so I'll have one with you. I didn't enjoy it. I hated how I felt the next morning. Because I would have just one, and I'd be like, ugh, man, the taste when you wake up. I'd have a little bit of a cough in the morning. I hated it. So I haven't actually had a cigarette in a long time, and I don't plan on having one anytime soon, if ever again. But I love this product. And if you are a smoker and you want to quit, and patches don't work for you, going cold turkey is not something you exactly want to try doing, or you, like me, have built up a dependency on the nicotine or the habit, give E-Cigs a try. Now again, remember, I'm not saying if you want to smoke, use an E-Cig. I'm saying if you already smoke and want to stop smoking cigarettes. Don't get this twisted. I'm not telling you to smoke. I'm not suggesting you start smoking. If you already do and want to quit, you can find a product that will work for you. And if you do, great. If you don't, that sucks. for me, I was fortunate. I found a product and a brand that was perfect for me. I love this product. Any one of my friends that smoke, I recommend it to them. Some of them take it seriously. Some of them have actually converted to using one. And you know what? Like I said, I recommend it for anyone that's trying to quit. It's definitely something to look into. But again, if you don't smoke, don't start. Trust me, it's not worth it. And for you young guys, for you young ones out there that are getting to that age where you can buy cigarettes, or you may already be able to buy cigarettes depending on where you live, don't do it. As a guy who smoked as much as I did, I'm telling you, it ain't worth it. Don't do it. Thank you guys for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this episode. I will be back tomorrow with another one, and it will be a multiplayer gameplay. Till then, adios. Perfect. These guys are actually kicking our ass, man. Ooh, I see how they're getting there. Fuck you, bitch. Let's go ahead and take this so I can get over there a little bit faster. Yeah, bitch. Who's the bitch now, motherfucker? Y'all think you're gonna get this way? I got a trick for you. Watch this.